Alright, we should be live. We shouldn't have more issues. I say that why is there something wrong with my internet? There shouldn't be. 9. Yeah, I think YouTube servers are a bit screwy because I'm seeing red still. Derping is happening, yeah. Hello, Animation Wizard, Mackenzie. What's going on with the upload? It's a bit everywhere, but kind of stable-ish. Yeah. Oh, I guess I'll be keeping an eye on OBS again today. I love these days where my internet just decides to be a turd. Let's change the sub goal to that. Come on. I might not be able to pull this stream off, you know. Hey, Jamie. What's going on? I wish I knew. OBS is just... I don't know if it's my internet or what, but something's not quite right. Hey, Yuso. Something's not right today at all. Let's move this to there and see if that somehow fixes it. Something's not right with my internet at all today. Come on, be nice to me, please. Nope, it's dipping down again. Very concerned by this. How is everybody today? I know that I'm not going off to the best of starts, but hopefully, hopefully things will start leveling off. How am I today? I was good until my internet started farting at me. Did I just turn on or off the blur? Just turned it on. Hello, Tom. So here's hoping that my internet wants to be nice to me from now on. And it wants to actually be stable, and it wants to let me stream. So we're going for the full 2 hours today. I want to correct something that I said yesterday. I said yesterday that my sister would be going on night shifts next week. It's actually the week after next, which is good for me. Gives me an extra week to get ahead. And I'm going to get ahead by recording possibly tonight and then a couple more times during the week to be a full week ahead. Then try and get 2 weeks ahead, and then my aim is to actually be, as silly as it sounds, about 3 weeks ahead of where you guys see the videos. So the videos will be horrifically out of date by the time they come out, in terms of what news I can talk about, but that's kind of fine, because the videos are always out of date anyway. Hey Oxy, how you doing today? I think I've given myself a black... Have I given myself a black eye? Hello, Yanis. Could be better. My internet's having a bit of a fit. I think it's decided to calm down now though, which is good. Hello, Leo. Yes. You got your graphics card today. Very nice, Yanis. Do you have your PC working then? Or no? Hello, Kian. I've just realized I still need to message Jelly. Oops. Yes, you're using it right now. Very nice, Yanis. Run like butter. I will not run like butter. I will run like Potato Man. GT 1030. That's not bad. It's not a bad car. It's not the best car. I'm enjoying this ridiculous hoopty update I made for myself of Oakfield. Why did Dave no laugh at that? Because Dave no find it funny no more. Hey, see, how you doing? Alright, time to barrel down the hill in the T7 again. I won't be spreading compost all day, but there's not a whole lot to do. Dave was doing it on. My thoughts on a Lexus IS200. I don't really have any thoughts on a Lexus IS200. What is there to do today? Well, one thing I could do, and probably should do, is turn plant growth back on too fast. And grab, let me think, the Valtra I think should do. Yeah, the Valtra should be okay. I'm doing good, thanks, AC. Why don't I use crop destruction? I don't like it. I don't like how it works. Did I send the map scores last night? No, I forgot to. I have them all written out in Notepad. Actually, one notepad each, so that I can just copy and paste the entire notepad. But I just clean forgot to send them. I do need to clean out the cows, actually, at some point soon. Shader settings. I know! I found these settings on FSUK, and oh my god, are they beautiful. Like, this is the only shader I would actually consider, well, I do consider good. Oh yeah, spoiler for Friday's video. We now have a solar farm. Because I got bored and wanted to see how many, how many solar panels I could fit in that little area. Doesn't look like a Valtra for some reason. Because it's blue. I think is huh. As it turns out, I was trying to back up to the back of the cedar to attach it. That tends to not work. Right, what is next up on this little thing? Rye. We have not seeded rye yet. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to refill the seeder. And we'll get some rye planted. Where can we seed? Field 13's being, well, needs to be harvested yet. Field 21's seeded. Let's do field 34, I think. Let's refill up on fuel as well. Farm you hop on has a blue Valtra. Yeah, it's a nice shade of blue as well. It's a nice deep blue. It's kind of almost purple, but it is blue. Hello, MR Farmer, or Mr. Farmer. Just flash the brake lights a bit, because I'm bored. There we go. Yeah, I'll just shove that out of the way. What multi-crops did I say are good for Irish maps? Trying to think now. Oats and rye for sure. Some of the in-game crops make no sense. Sunflowers are almost never grown here. Soybeans is absolutely never. Oats, rye... Pooh. Carrots, yeah. Carrots are a pretty big crop here. Onions. Peas, See, my problem is around here it's mainly like oats and barley to go to porridge factories with the oats and barley malting places with the barley. So it's kind of because there's a few breweries around here, it kind of ends up with a very alcohol-based crop base. I kind of wish you could get orchards in game, because then you could have like apple orchards. Well, potatoes are already in game, William. This is multi-fruits we're thinking about. See, there's not much that you could do with some different crops. Yeah. The problem is Ireland and the UK widely have the same crops. Like the biggest three here would be wheat, barley and oats. With maize coming up fourth, and then silage grass. You could in theory add alfalfa. Or clover or something like that, and have it be only usable for silage or something. Cabbage, yeah. You could do cabbage. Because like one of the things I always noted with multi-fruits is like it's always harvestable stuff and never stuff that is mowable. So like alfalfa and clover are very rare to see. No, Adibu. Not that I know of, anyway. In fact, well... Hello, Comedy Gamer. Chunky Tanker. How am I? I'm good. Let's get this bad boy up. Peas. Yeah, peas. I think YouTube signed me out. Something just happened there that I should have been able to see. So just bear with me a second while I test something. That shouldn't have happened. That's still showing up as being me, but I'm gonna refresh the page. Oh, because I'm in top chat. Live chat is what I want, because that'll give me all the messages. I hate how YouTube defaults to top chat. That is the worst decision they've made in a long, long time. Now, I need to be vaguely straight up the field for this, don't I? Okay, so let's get this up. Rotate the course around. I think I had to do this last time as well. Unfold this so that I got the right width. No offset. I'm gonna store this in slot 34. Actually, yeah, slot 34. We'll save course. Bullet Bill, hello. My name is Jeff, hello. I want this in GPS mode. Reset to track 1. Sear on. And away we go. This Valtra should be able to handle the hills. MR might decide otherwise. If it does decide otherwise, I have a secret weapon that I can cheat money in for. That will almost definitely be able to handle the hills. My merch photos are on Google Images, yeah. That's kind of the point of them. Hello, clear airsofting? Airsofting. I do quite enjoy GPS for seeding and stuff because it just makes life easy. It means I can just sit here and talk to you guys. Well, the game does all the hard work. Is this the SRT series? S. It's the S series of Ultra. Have I ever done Airsoft or Paintball? No. To be honest, I don't really have all that much interest in doing either of them. Like, it's just not something that interests me all that much. I will say Proceed is very quickly becoming one of my more favoured mods, because it just makes things look nice. You had a dark chocolate with peppermint today. Very nice, Yanis. I had the noodles that I love so much that were out of stock in the local shop for so long. They came back into stock yesterday and my mother bought like 6 or 7 of them. That was my breakfast and I have no regrets. I've already finished my coffee. So we got a can of Pepsi Max from last night that I'm drinking because I want more caffeine. Which is as good a reason as any. Yeah, this Valtra's struggling at a skosh. Let's turn the diffs on. Hit the diffs and pray that she goes all the way. Do I like instant noodles? Yes. That's actually what I had this morning. Well, like an hour ago. Come on. You can do it, Val. This is not going to work, is it? No. Well, in that case... How much BHP is that Valtra? It's like 350. The Valtra is... Yeah, 350 horsepower. And I can't make it uphill with the sea. This is why I dislike MR. Let's head over to the shop. Grab the secret weapon. I'm gonna get rid of the Valtra to replace it with the secret weapon. Because this Valtra, I find, it covers most of the same things as the kind of the T7 and the Magnum. The super secret special tractor. Yeah, it's not mapmaker's fault. This is 100% MR causing this. Because I've seen people seeding hills way steeper than that with way smaller tractors than a 6-meter drill. I've seen 210 horse tractors pulling 6-meter drills up steeper hills than that. It's 100% MR. It's not down to the map. And like the simple fact of the matter, it's blatant what he's done. He's made the grip coefficient of the tires way too little. Like the tires just don't have the grip to do what they're supposed to be able to do. And that's apparently realistic. You never hit the bell, gamer, because yeah, guys, if you're subscribed, hit the bell so you know when I'm going live and you get all the notifications for videos. Right. I wonder if the Valtra's even going to give me enough money to buy the tractor I want. Right, let's sell that. So, as a result of MR being a bit of a turd, I'm gonna get... Oh, I need so much more money. I'm gonna get the Class Zerion. Why would you want the Zerion in any color other than class colors? I'm gonna make sure it has plenty of horsepower. So we've got a 530 horsepower Zerion. That should deal with the Cedar. Let's get rid of the money cheat now. There we go. This is, by the way, the Zerion from the Mod Hub. Oh, please tell me this thing has like an amazing horn sound. Yes! Money cheat is key when MR is not being realistically... Whoa! This thing drifts! Which button is my horn? Just to drift around the roundabout. That is so tempting. What's the interior look like? I won't be able to show you the full interior because I don't have head tracking turned on, but here's the interior. The mirrors are slightly misaligned. That's a tiny little screw up from the mod author. Because the left mirror is mostly okay, and then the right mirror has just kind of gone off on a weird little wonk. There's a new version from Smetty. So the one that's on the mod up, I think it is Smetty's one, yeah. Does it have... How do you do this? Control B. Hang on, both directions are reverse. There we go, professional driving. Super amazing professional driving. This looks ridiculous. Oh, now it's gone off in reverse. Nope, it's still confused. Nope, still confused. There we go. You can do front wheel steering, all wheel steering. Can you crab? Oh god, you can crab! I just want the front wheel steer, please. And already this thing is just spinning the tires. I get the horrible feeling this thing isn't gonna have the grip that it should have. I see Lister's post on FSUK today? No, I haven't seen FSUK at all today. So now I need to go bring this all the way up to 34. Oh, this is a terrible idea. Then load that up. This isn't track 4, that's track 3. So I now need to... Oh my god, even this thing's struggling. It's not even turned on. Yes, matters feedback, so what's putting people off of... Oh! That's something that should have been asked a long time ago. What field is this? This is field 34. Right, now we've got everything set up. This should work. If this doesn't work, it is 110% MR's fault. Because I've got a 530 horsepower tractor pulling this thing. Hey, Dusty. Hello, simulation for the nation. Maybe I should go to four-wheel steering, because this thing just has the turning circle of a small country. And yeah, I'm gonna go to four-wheel steering. Front wheel crab, left crab, right, all-wheel steering. This should fix the... Yeah, that's gonna fix the turning circle issue. Helps if I have the cedar selected. There we go. He had the track challenger. Now compile. Yeah, I mean I think that's something Giants need to look at, is why are people being put off uploading to the mod hub? I'm sure the likes of CD have already posted that, hey, we've got vendetta against modders. Oh, this is so much better with four-wheel steering. Wow. In fact, I think it's... yeah, it got stuck inside the cedar. Whoops. But it's good the Giants are like openly showing they're gonna listen to people. As I tab out and hit the button. My favorite button, the money that makes me the money that makes me some button. Yes, the button that makes me the smallest, tiniest bit of money, and GPS got turned off. Did I miss any? Not really. What's my favorite TV show? The one that's on YouTube, because I don't really watch TV. I think YouTube is much better for entertainment, because you can basically watch whatever you want. Yeah, like, I think one thing the Giants should look at, and I know it was mentioned somewhere or other, is actually pre-screening with some sort of like program to just check the file system and whatever of any given mod, or you know, something like that. Because it's the way that it is at the moment. Like, you get this ridiculously long delay to be told, no, there's there's this tiny little detail wrong. I think some sort of automatic screening would appease a lot more people, where they can upload something and then probably within an hour get a reply back from Giants saying, no, this is wrong, fix that, and we'll resubmit, and we'll see what the machine says next time. But then people will start complaining about the machine because the machine is wrong. Hello, Lubot. What do I watch? A lot of random stuff. I have this fascination with like electronics channels and Let's Plays, obviously. I don't watch Farm Sim. I find this might sound funny coming from me, and I know Landy said the same thing yesterday, but Farm Sim videos are really boring. I can't stand them. I just can't watch Farm Sim videos at all. They don't entertain me at all. But I'll watch like Total War Let's Plays I really like. I'm following a Skyrim Let's Play at the moment. Fallout Let's Plays are quite good. And then there's... I watch a lot of iRacing, even though I can't stand the game to play myself, because it makes me an angry Dave, which I don't like, and yeah, no thanks, never again. But I watch a lot of sim racing content, because that's what I do when I'm chilling out off camera. So if everybody wanted to know what I watch when I'm not on YouTube, well, not like on camera, not streaming, not recording videos, it's usually something to do with sim racing. Far Cry 5. I don't really have much interest in Far Cry. That's more Landy's style. I don't think he'll even watch the early access stuff because he wants to experience the game for himself. Like, the only Farm Sim videos that I will watch are usually Giants trailers, because they usually have like the stuff that you want to know, and then maybe a couple of hidden things, especially for FS19. That I'm looking forward to the first gameplay trailer, because I know for a fact that people on the likes of FSUK, are not knocking FSUK here, it's one of my favourite Farm Sim sites. People on FSUK in the forums are going to dissect every pixel of it, trying to find evidence for what they want in the game. They're going to try and find evidence for John Deere. If it's not like blatant, like, John Deere are coming! They're going to try and find evidence for that because that's what they want to see. First looks can be good. Mod reviews, it depends on the person sometimes. Because I used to watch, actually I can say it because he doesn't do YouTube anymore. I used to watch Dartepper's mod reviews, and they were so bad. He like went through mods, and like I thought he was really good at it at first because I didn't know any better. And the more I got into learning modding and figuring out what's good in mods and what isn't, the more I realized he had terrible standards. Like, there were mods with blatant modeling issues, blatant texturing issues, blatant errors in the log that he was saying, oh yeah, this is totally good, this is worth getting. It was basically, the more scripts a mod had, the more likely he was to say that it was good. Whereas you guys know with my mod reviews, I'll look at the mod and the model, because the scripts are just a nice little extra. Who cares about the scripts? They're nice little extras that kind of add a bit of polish at the end. If the base mod is crap, it's a crap mod. You know, if it's got a crap model, it's not really worth playing with. If it's got crap textures, well, it doesn't look good. If it's if both of those pass and it's got a crap script that I don't like, well, you can turn off the script. You can disable scripts. You know, the scripting doesn't matter to me. You can script stuff into tractors very easily. You can take scripts out of tractors very easily. What are you thinking about Mania maps? I'm not going to name them here, but 2 impressed me a lot. 2 disappointed me. And 1 was kind of, and this might sound like an insult, but middle of the road, but at the same time impressive. After learning a tiny bit more about the map itself, it kind of went into impressive territory. I think I know what map's gonna win. I think everybody knows what map is gonna win, or everybody has an idea of what map is going to win at this point. I think I know what map's gonna come last. And the 3 middle places are kind of up for grabs. Depending, I think it depends on how the public vote goes for the middle 3 spots. First looks can be very interesting given the right subject matter, yeah. But like a first look at something that is blatantly bad, you're either going to get somebody who's wailing on it for an entire video, or somebody who's trying to cover up how bad it is. Yeah, what map are you guys liking from Mod Mania? I know that I'm being unusually neutral, but I'm trying to be fair to all the mappers and all the entries. And I still need to send the bloody scores to Yelly because I'm being terrible at that. Only 20 likes? Come on, guys, let's get the like button going. I think I hit the right button. Yes! You should be doing homework. Oh, and do your homework, dude. It's much more important to do homework than to watch some YouTube videos. Bill didn't enter. In fact, he's one of the other map judges. Hey, Witchy. Hello, Spencer. So, what map do you guys want to win Mod Mania? 2 that you thought were very impressive. Yeah. I wonder if they're the same 2. That's going to be interesting to know. We were told just the first place winner or all last place. I have no idea. I'm just a judge. I didn't organise it. That's Bill's job. It's between Bill and Yelly. My problem stops when I finally bother sending Yelly the results. Or my results, I should say. Okay, maybe, just maybe, this thing turns a bit too tightly because it's got stuck in the cedar again. If you're enjoying the stream, guys, hit the like button, please. Don't forget to do that. If you are brand new, you're new here, you haven't done so yet, hit the subscribe button. Don't forget to hit the bell as well. That seems like it's wrong. 4, 5, 6, 1, 2. Oh, never mind. The 4th category that I did. Oh, I never knew about the 4th category. Best newcomer or amateur who didn't win one of the other categories. Isn't there only like one newcomer in the entire contest anyway? So I'm trying to remember. 4th category is judges special. Ah. And by newcomer I mean somebody who's never made a mod before. Because I know there are a few entries by people who've only made a few mods. Probably know of, haven't released a mod before. Ah! Okay then, my bad. Is there best judge category? That would go straight to me. Clearly the best judge. Hey Glencar. I could just imagine the chaos if there was actually a best judge category as we all try and argue that we should be the best judge. The best judge as chosen by the judges. What do you know? It's a 9-way tie. I think Matt would... Yeah, possibly, actually. The best judge as chosen by MadXJS. Yeah, Matt wins his own DLC. Such a rigged contest. Let's try and not get the tractor stuck in the cedar this time. I have succeeded in not getting stuck in the cedar. Just farm some things. Or Matt, Tipperary. Matt is a very it's a bit unfortunate that the Mod Mania kind of fell apart the way that it did. Because it could have been an amazing contest if everything that was originally planned entered. But it just kind of fell apart because whether it was like people had exams or people just mismanaged their time or people... I know of one person who just said, "Oh, I'm making a map for the contest," and never gave an update. Possibly because that person realized who was organizing it. Total we know of, there's 21 total projects, some around, some kept right. Yeah, I mean, it's a shame. It's a shame that it fell apart the way that it is. Have we seen the Sim UK controversy? No. Don't think I want to know about it. Why is my dashboard chat is behind? Yeah, and just 8 entries, yeah. I mean, I was pushing hard for people to just enter, like, rush stuff and enter regardless of how finished it was, because at the end of the day it was going to be slim pickings on entries anyway, so just by entering you had a good chance of winning. Pure Farming 2018. What about Pure Farming, Richard? I mean, I don't know about all this controversy stuff. Nor do I usually care. Oh my god, that's loud in my ear holes. What about Sim UK and Pure Farming? Like, I know a lot of people's opinions on Pure Farming. 14 entered Giants Best Map Contest. But Giants gave, like, what was it, 6 months for their mod contest? And they didn't limit the starter map. So people could have used whatever map they wanted, even if it was already being made. Which Mapper's Paradise took full advantage of. He gave a very negative review, but only played 2 hours. How is that a controversy? The game is a steaming pile of crap. I haven't played an hour. I don't own the game. I can tell you from seeing the way that the game was made that the developers didn't do any market research, didn't bother looking into what people want in a farming game, didn't look at what made Farm Sim successful, didn't look at what rivals they had, didn't look at what features people need, or didn't look at what features are needed in a modern day game, didn't really look at brands people wanted because they just threw in random stuff, and didn't bother looking at the PC gaming community. How can you judge a game based on 2 hours of play? Very easy if the game is terrible. I'm judging pure farming based on 0 hours of play. It's a heaping pile of junk. It's a complete joke of a game that should never have been released, but does that make me controversial? No, it makes me opinionated. Makes me efficient with my review. I don't need to bother spending any time with it. Because even looking from the outside, they did so much wrong that it can't be a good game. Like, it has no wheel support, it has no rebindable controls on PC. It has cartoonish graphics that are way worse than what Farm Sim has. Despite people saying, oh, the graphics in pure farming are so much better. No, I would say they're lower tier graphics than Farm Sim. The only thing that would vaguely interest me is the animal work, which may be interesting, and the way that the arbor works, from what I've seen in videos and GIFs, is very much Farm Sim 13 style. So they're about 4 years late on that. Do you want me to rip on pure farming more with no hours of gameplay? Because I can. Like, I know of Sim UK because he played Baron C. He was actually quite vocal in the Baron C Discord. When that was kind of in press release hands and that kind of stuff. He knows his stuff. He knows what he's talking about. He's got some really good ideas that would work in games. And one thing that a lot of people who don't do YouTube don't realize is that once you start doing YouTube and you start getting games, you start becoming efficient at judging what a game is like. Yes, you got the game reviewers who play 30, 40, 50 hours of a game because that's their job and they're paid to do it. We're not. We're paid to put out videos. And the faster we can judge a game, the better we can get a video out. The sooner we can get a video out. So him doing just 2 hours, I would call that efficient. I wouldn't call that controversial. In fact, if you're putting out a negative review of the first 2 hours of a game, that makes the review even more negative because you couldn't handle any more than the first 2 hours of a game. Hey Welch, by the way. You happy with the tractor? Choice I made, you really like it, very nice. To be fair, after the fact, you got to put in 12 hours. And I would guess that it didn't change his opinion at all. Because with games, the first 2 hours are critical. If you don't have a gripping first 2 hours, or even a vaguely interesting first 2 hours of the game, you're not going to like it. That's the thing, Dave, is like, you have an opinion, and... simple fact of the matter, if you don't rate a game the way that people want you to rate the game, you're gonna get flack for it. You're gonna get hate. Jim Sterling gets this a lot. And, he's probably one of the most trusted reviewers there is. Like, people are saying, oh, he's anti-Nintendo. He loves Nintendo. He hates the way they're run. He's anti-this. Now he just hates the way that they're run as well. Yeah, God help anybody who actually has an opinion. There's a few modders out there that are starting up that are either starting up or have recently quit that think people shouldn't have opinions on things. Yeah, everything's brilliant without fault. You're not allowed to say anything negative on the internet anymore. You subscribed to me? Well, thank you very much, Hugh. So when I put up a negative review of something, or a negative mod spotlight, I don't look at the comments, because I know the comments are going to be toxic. when I really dislike a mod and I just rip on it for however long because everything's wrong, and I download mods for spotlights.
Hello, Dave.
Going in blind. Ron, you're feeling. Thank you very much for subscribing. Welcome to the RainbowDave Madhouse. Hope you enjoy your stay. But when I download mods for spotlights, I look at them on the mod hub usually. I look at the pictures and I think, oh, this looks interesting. I download it and then I start the spotlight. And I buy it into the game. And after that, it's all just honest first impressions. Like if I think a mod is junk because the mod hub page is wildly different to what it actually behaves like, yeah, I'm gonna say it. One of the worst responses to any video I've done was the Merlot spotlight, where I pointed out all the flaws of the mod. And it's one of the videos I'm most proud of, because when I get that much hate, it means that there's a lot of people going into them blind, or going into videos with preconceived notions. And if I annoy the crap out of them, then I know that I've done something right with my negative opinions. Hello, Eddie. Who's ready for FS19? I am. Very bored with FS17 now. I'm very, very ready to get a new game. Yeah, mod spotlight is a wrong option, too much truth. Means a lot of people watched it. And even funnier, when those people leave hate messages and hate comments. Guess what? Thanks for helping, because that's interaction. That helps the channel. That's why you'll see me arguing with people in comments occasionally. I'm pushing up the interaction figures. But I'm being cynical. Hey, Michael and Massey5610i. But you know, if people don't like my opinions and stuff, well then don't watch my stuff. I'm pretty well known for being quite opinionated. What graphics card am I using? GTX 980. My reviews can sometimes be brutal. My original Cold Brew reviews were very blunt and a bit brutal. But sometimes it takes brutality for people to realise this really wasn't as good as I thought it was, and push themselves to improve. You'd rather just watch me and Landy? Yeah. I'll be honest, I'd rather play TS2 right now than Farm Sim. Old but still very... It's not old. It's just a last gen card, Richard. I can't afford a new one because Bitcoin. Bloody miners have destroyed the market for graphics cards. I'm not taking credit for helping you improve your maps. I'm saying that I was in the past very brutal with map spotlights, which is actually why I stopped them. I was being way too critical and way too harsh. Like, I was actually making myself sad with how angry and how harsh I was with some of the spotlights. In the end, I just decided, you know what, screw it, I'll stop them, because I was nitpicking too much on everything, and it just made me sad that I was doing that. New headland tram lines in this field. Yep, that's why I'm leaving a gap at the end of the field. Still have nightmares about it. I'm trying to remember what I said that was so bad, because like, most of the stuff I was saying was like, I don't like this and I don't like that and I don't like the other, but that was just personal opinions. That wasn't like me being rude, that was just me giving personal opinions. Actually, I believe at the time I thought that was a very positive review, which is worse. Because I said, oh, I like this and this and this and this and this, and then I just ripped on something or other. I think it was the trees in the middle of the field. How much do the VGA silos hold on any given map? How much can you put in them? Is the answer. They hold as much as you make them hold. Yeah. I mean, it wasn't horrific. I know Willow Tree I just ripped to shreds. Like that, I genuinely feel bad about. I was just very opinionated with Cobra. I've just realised, by the way, that I'm writing the Patreon logo. Like, I've just written the Patreon logo there for some reason. I need to stop taking such tight turns at the end of the field, because every single time the seeder gets stuck in the tractor, or the tractor gets stuck in the... It's done it again, hasn't it? No, it hasn't. Tram lines! Keeps taking loads, yeah. I think the smallest BGA silo, or smallest silage silo I've seen, was 1.2 million. And if it's reasonably big, it can take anything up to 3-4 million litres. The ones on Oakfield are quite huge, actually. I know... I'm trying to think back to silos that I filled in Farmstead. Or FS17. Because the old silos used to be 300,000 at the cows and 600,000 at the BGA, and then like you get the occasional mod map where they'd made the cow silo 1 million and the BGA silo 5 million for whatever reason. But on Chellington, like the BGA silos could hold about 3 million each. What do I think of the Ropa DLC? Like, it's good, but I don't know if it's worth the money. Like, at the end of the day, is it worth the money? It's worth it if you like Ropa, if you want Ropa equipment. Yeah, the worst thing a modder can do is get complacent and say, oh, I don't need to fix anything ever. Which is why so many modders get so uppity when their mods fail Giants testing. They're the modders that are a bit arrogant. Giants overpriced DLC. I don't think they overcharge for it. I just don't think that... I think the prices are fair for the DLC. I just don't think that the content of the DLC is worth it. CE models, yeah. Honestly, any mistake he made with a mod that I've ever seen, he blamed it on the game. Like the mower being 10 tons, the Tarek mower. He blamed that being 10 tons on the game because, oh, the physics are wrong. Well, mod maps too, but I mean, it goes for mods as well. And the same thing can be said about mappers. Is like the few who got arrogant have quit now because they got too full of themselves and couldn't take any criticism ever. But like CD was a real good example of too big for his own boots. Any modeling error was, oh no, that's the exact, that's perfect. It's your eyes are wrong. Any physics error is, oh no, the game's wrong. And as it turns out, oh no, CD was wrong. DLC would do better. Yeah, the DLC would have done a lot better for stuff that wasn't just direct replacements for stuff already in the game, I think. We should striving to capture the real world feel to a certain extent. I mean, like we've kind of said to each other in the past, Bill, you gotta flub things for the game. You gotta make hills maybe a bit less steep than in real life because otherwise the game engine is just like, I don't know how to handle that. Nothing will go up this hill ever. You gotta widen out turns, you gotta bring hedges a bit further apart, and stuff like that, just because the game engine doesn't really handle all that kind of stuff very well. Doesn't handle flexibility very well at all. But those are times when the game engine dictates what you can and can't do. 568 hours on Goldcrest. Dude, you are insane. I have way less than that. Let's go for semi-automatic. And yeah, that'll do. Border Goldcrest within the week. Yeah, I mean, Goldcrest is an okay map. It's addictive. No, it's really not. Goldcrest is it's really, like, in modding terms, a beginner map. It's what people use as a base for their first maps, and you go at mod hoster, you look at any questionable mod site, and you see 5,000 default map edits. Because people who want to have a map out but don't want to make a map edit Goldcrest. Or edit the base game map. You have people like me who spend 2 years making a single map that may never see the light of day. People like Silver who get most of the way through a map and then realize, hang on, this is going nowhere, and start a new one. People like Bill who actually get their maps out. They actually release their maps eventually because they've figured out how to finish the maps. You people who find Marhu's website and think, ooh, this is all very interesting stuff, and throw all of it into a map because apparently that's what they want to do. Disclaimer, that is totally not what you should do with the map. You should, if you want scripts from Marhu's website, then take them and take only the ones that fit what you want to do. Don't just take everything because, hey, it looks funny, or looks cool. Take stuff that fits the, I guess, the narrative of your map, the theme. Because if there's one thing that annoys me, it's stuff that just makes no sense coming into maps. Just being there because it was a Marhu site and the map author liked it. Fancy having a go at making a small map or mod? Maps are easier. Maps are a lot easier to use, or to make. Addictive is in the gameplay. Much better though if you use mod maps, Richard. Like, trust me. Get something like West Coast or Oakfield. Not saying those two because the map makers are currently chilling out here. Now get something like Oakfield, West Coast. I'm trying to think of other good maps that aren't made by Oxygendavid or Bullet Bill. The Lushkovice, which I think might not be on console, and I think you're on console. Come to think of it, I don't know what maps are on console. Which is probably a good thing. You want someone to make your dad's farm? Do it, work on it.
Hello, Dave. It's Dave. There's
Craig Milligan, thank you very much for subscribing. Welcome to the RainbowDave Madhouse. Hope you enjoy your stay. There aren't any. There's mine, but that's probably never going to see the light of day because I'm constantly getting stuck up on different things that I've decided I need to do and then spend like 6 weeks doing them. Or I'm constantly like rushing to get videos done because I'm horrific at organizing myself. Hey, GamesCast come to think of it, I actually have time to work on the next tonight. I've just realised. I've got all this week's videos done. I could work on next week's videos, but I might do that tomorrow and just do some mapping tonight. Get the last few field defs in. And then start shuffling the trees about, because I'm really not happy with where I put them now. Gonna try and edit a Goldcrest. It doesn't necessarily have to be Goldcrest. It can be any map you want. It's just that a lot of people start with Goldcrest so that it can be released. And because Goldcrest has like the I guess the ideal folder system. Something like Oakfield or West Coast would be good to edit too, but how will FS19 affect modding? Nobody knows. We're in the modders are terrified period of the game now. Because the simple answer to how will FS19 affect modding, nobody knows, and we won't know until, I think, is FarmCon in August? We won't know until FarmCon, whenever that is. So modders are potentially starting work on mods for 19 now, not knowing exactly what they're supposed to be doing. Like, it could be the case that, July 14th. Ah, that's not too bad then. But it could be the case that, the way making mod maps works in 19 is so vastly different to 17 that it's not worth bringing maps forward at all. So the likes of West Coast and Oakfield and stuff like that might just disappear because Giants have improved the game so much that it's not worth bringing them forward at all. In fact, West Coast is going to disappear, I just realised. Because Bullet Bill said so. So I need to change the track now to 4. So I've done 2 tracks on the outside. Now we're going to work on the headland pass. There we go. Only small things are known about FS19, yeah. Unless Giants are doing... It doesn't necessarily need to be a radical overhaul. That's the thing, Richard. It's like, one small change can have a massive effect in modding. Like when Giants added dirt to tractors as a default. So many modders got confused. And since then there have been so many terrible, terrible dirt skins. Thank you ARM team and Black Sheep Modding for that. But like one tiny little change could affect the entirety of modding. Just seems like lighting and textures. There's going to be mechanics changes as well, and they haven't announced that yet. Because there's always going to be mechanics changes between games. They've got to have their silly little gimmick, like the train in FS17, like Forestry was in FS15. Is they need a silly little gimmick that doesn't particularly work very well, but it's there so they can say, we're the only farming game with this! Tram lines on a headland? Yes. How else is the thing gonna get around the Yoki? Sprayer. You need tram lines on the headland so that you can do the headland pass with the sprayer. Something that people who put tram lines into their fields seem to forget very commonly is, you know, the sprayer is going to make its way around too. And they completely ignore the fact that, you know, the sprayer would therefore need a tram line around the outside as a headland pass. What the hell is a headland? It's basically an edge pass of the field, Richard. It's something that's done very commonly with oddly shaped fields in the UK and Ireland, and I think across Europe as well. Where when you're seeding, you don't actually go around the edges first. You go in a bit and start going up and down, and then at the end you do what I've been doing, which is going around the edges to tidy them up to get everything in. And what I'm doing now is I'm laying what's called a headland tram line, which it's called a tram line because it looks like tram lines. And that's going to be for the sprayer when I bring that into the field. So that I can spray without wrecking the field. It's used to, like, these tram lines over here, these lines in the field, are used basically so you don't destroy crop when you're doing spraying or working the field at all. On controlled traffic farms, you actually have tram lines are on point again. If I zoom up into the sky, is it shift 2 for this? Yeah, if I zoom up into the sky, you get a real good idea of what the tram lines look like. Okay, or that works too. Yeah, you can see the single headland pass around the outside of the field and then going up and down. Now that's all for the sprayer just to work properly. Apparently you're not supposed to make turns with the plow on the ground. You are not. In theory you're also only supposed to turn in one direction with a cultivator, and I can't remember which direction it is. Your birthday's soon? Very nice, Michael. Mine's not until August, which is, I guess, good. Let's turn the lights off there. So you have the big bad boy ready to go. I think what I want to do next is actually a bit of fertilizing, because I realized that the grass fields need fertilizing. Another year old, yeah. Oh, I know what I want to do next. I'm just gonna dump this in the... Yeah, it'll do, because I won't be coming up this way. Actually, yeah, let's use this thing. What I want to do... Crop destruction on or off? It is actually off. The tram lines are just for looks. Because crop destruction... The 4-wheel crop destruction mod is terrible. It's horrifically unrealistic with the way that it works. Like Michael just said, yeah, it destroys a lot more crop than it would in real life. So it just ends up with you carving giant chunks out of your field because that's the way the game's decided it works. That's why I use Proceed. It gives the same effect, but it doesn't have giant chunks out of the field. Something Giants, I think, should think about implementing, actually, is something like Proceed. But yeah, it puts green growing wheat to magically harvest its stubble. And returns grass to the first growth state somehow. So it can make like lovely green grass like that. Instead of putting it flat, it makes it yellow and cut somehow. Cut yield of your field by a third. Yeah. Here's the thing, if and it might sound stupid, if you want to play realistically, with realistic kind of based gameplay, don't use crop destruction because it's horrific. It's just bad. Even on the realistic series, as I call it, I don't use crop destruction. It doesn't make sense. It's something that is there to appease a small... I'm guessing a small group of people. You're using white tires. Yeah, never use white tires with crop destruction on. But it's there to appease like a certain group of people who wanted it in. And... nah. Tire dirt's okay. I've actually disabled all the 4-wheel modules now. They just get on my nerves. Tire dirt's okay, but it's a bit silly. Terrain response is an absolute joke. It just does its own thing and conflicts really badly with MR and makes MR even worse than it already is. Because the terrain response, like certain mods will just get stuck on the terrain because it's got predetermined stuff and mods are made to work with the base game and not with terrain response. I used to complain about mods not working with terrain response. I now complain about terrain response not working with mods. Hello, Semcamp. Semcamp, even. Let's get this. Would it not be MR conflicts with terrain response? No, terrain response conflicts with MR. Because MR tweaks the base game stuff, as does terrain response, and they conflict. And I'd much prefer to have MR in than terrain response, because MR actually does stuff to how crops work and whatever. Like MR affects crop yields and stuff a bit more than... because I know there's like 17 different crop yield mods out there. MR actually has a realistic yield kind of thing going on. It affects working speeds to be a bit better. Whereas terrain response just makes things bounce about a bit. And I'd much prefer to have realistic speeds and whatnot than things randomly bouncing around the field. And I mean, if you're harvesting with the Holmer, the big Holmer beet harvester, that thing just wobbles like it's on the open seas because reasons. See you, Seb, I guess. Who's my favorite modder? It's probably actually Peter J, because he makes so many really good mods of stuff that I want. Yeah, the downside of MR is you have to have like 500 horsepower tractors, which is ridiculous. Hello, William. I've been saying this for a while, and Dural's kind of... I get the feeling Dural hates me. Because I've been saying since I started using MR that he needs to fix the bloody hills. And his line the entire time has been, oh no, it's the maps that are the problem. It's the maps that are the problem. It's the maps that are... No, it's MR's the problem. You just can't be bothered fixing it, can you? What else can I do today? I could do some more compost spreading, but I really don't want to. Hey, Calamite 50. I've got nothing against Dural before, like, people start chatting me, oh, you hate Dural. No, I've got nothing against him. I just dislike the way that he's blaming everything on mappers when his mod is the issue. Appreciation of vehicles. That's vaguely realistic, actually. You've seen tractors working on sketchy angles. Yeah, same. Okay, this is not happy even with the front weight, I've just realised. Let's get this just out of the way. Because it's gonna want to do a wheelie no matter what. Yeah, apparently this angle is unrealistic as a terrain slope, which... No, it's not much more slopey than my back garden. Sims wheel cam looks so much brighter now. I wouldn't know, and quite honestly, don't particularly care. Where did I put the sprayer? I know I've got a sprayer somewhere. I just can't for the life of me remember where I put it. Is it back here somewhere? Oh well, we'll do something else. I was gonna do some spraying, but I can't. Do I even have a sprayer? Survey says... Yes. Where is the sprayer? Because it's not at the shop. It's probably like abandoned down at the pig farm or something. It is... in that shed of... oh yeah. What's called the Fiat? It's a New Holland 11090. Hello, unpronounceable name. Venka. They need to fix the raid inside buildings issue. Why is that hard to fix? Because it would be horrific to try and optimize. Well, yeah, it's also it's a particle effect on the player camera. But more importantly, like if they were to make it a 3D object and stop it from going into buildings, they'd have to use a raycast to discover where the roof of the building is, or downward raycast across the entire map to discover where roofs and stuff are, and that would take a lot of processing power, and just the game would suddenly become a lot less optimized if they did do that. It's the same reason Seasons uses snow masks, is because otherwise it would involve a lot of raycasting, and it would just be a nightmare to try and get it working properly. You know, it might change for FS19. I doubt it, just because of the only method to do it would be raycasting, or I mean, I guess a modified snow mask might work. What changes am I using in game? RESHADE, like it says in the title. I guess a modified snow mask might work and call it like indoor mask. Cannon crops have managed to get rain to notice roofs. Yes, by raycasting. And using raycast calculations, which are very hard to optimize, and that's one of the reasons Cattle and Crops isn't very optimized at the moment. Am I doing multiplayer? No, I'd never do multiplayer. NVIDIA announced real-time ray tracing A lot of stuff has been announced many times. Like, what was it? Pixel-based rendering, which is horrifically... It just would never work. Because polygons are so much more efficient. Couldn't the script drawn? What's the thing is, like, if they use a modified snow mask as a kind of an indoor mask or a shed mask, then that might work. That's like if they wanted to do it but not have ray casting or ray tracing going on. That would be how they do it. But then it's just added work for them and everybody else. So, how much of Field 15 actually needs to be fertilized? So, apparently off over here is still Field 15. Interesting. Let's keep this on then. There's the edge. So this should be the edge as the game sees Field 15. Hello EJ. Am I into mining? Not really. I've played Gold Rush. That's another example of a game that just lacks optimization, to be quite honest. It's a fantastic game, but oh my god, the optimization is horrific on that game. Or at least it was last time I played it, and I haven't got the DLCs. So I don't particularly plan on playing it again, to be quite honest. Don't plan on playing much by Playway, to be brutally honest. Because their games tend to be now just horrifically optimized. And potential graphics card destroyers. It's getting a lot better. I mean, it shouldn't have been that unoptimized at launch. That's the thing, is like they had the demo really nicely optimized where it wasn't causing too many problems, and then they launched and it was just this mess of FPS drops because they tried to do too much. Mining. I don't know what you're talking about, Richard. Do you mean those ridiculous scripts that people use to like do mining and farm sim? Crypto, no, never. Good lord. That might as well be a banned word in here, because they're the reason the PC gaming market is very slowly dying. Bloody crypto miners buying up all the graphics cards. 1080's $1,000 now. Because of those idiots. Just because they wanted to try and make a quick buck, they're ruining everything for everyone. Hey VF. You were waiting for that game so much then you couldn't play. Yeah. The same is true of a lot of Playway stuff, I'm afraid, is like they've got great ideas, but they just don't have the ability to pull them off. And it's so irritating because like you see this game and it's like, oh, that's a really good idea, and it just doesn't work. Hey Dan. You can sell your old 780 for over 100 credits. I mean, that's the upside, is like you can sell old stuff for a lot more than you should be able to, but you can't buy new stuff. Because nobody who's into PC gaming has £1,000 to spare for a new graphics card. Especially not the people who actually need the graphics cards that are good, like me and Landy. if Landy's laptop dies, that's him done with YouTube effectively because he can't afford anything. He's what YouTubers to watch? Big Clive, Many True Nerds, Nerd Cube to watch reasonably regularly and not as much as I used to. Who else? Monster, if he's here, is going to go mental at the mention of Big Clive. Who else do I watch? Empty Box, Jimmy Broadbent. Some of these aren't PG, by the way, so I shouldn't really be saying them, but meh. Empty Box, Jimmy Broadbent. Daggerman? Nope. Don't watch Farm Sim. And I don't like how robotic Daggerman has become in the last year or so. I used to watch him. I used to think he was very interesting in terms of making content, but now it's just... it's just not him. There's no personality behind it. I'm sure he's a nice guy, but there's no personality behind his videos and I find them intolerable. Safari Live, yes, I do watch Safari Live. You know the guy last week that said I couldn't have an opinion? Yeah, he's too much of a yes man. That's kind of the problem with Daggerwood. Is he doesn't want to... he doesn't want to say no to anybody ever. Hey, Mossy. Whereas I genuinely, at times, just don't care. Sometimes I need to say something, and I'll say it no matter what. But my main point there is I don't watch Farm Sim at all. I don't watch Landy's videos, I don't watch Sim's videos. Yeah, he's making a mod, Bill. I've seen the single picture he has of it. And, I mean, it looks okay, but there's already a major mistake that I've seen. He wasn't aware that you could bring up mods on consoles as well. Which I found kind of funny. Is that Field 15? No, I've missed a giant patch at the bottom. Yeah, 4D modding. He's got a Facebook page, and he's got a single picture up of his modded trailer that looks okay, but he's made a huge mistake already. Hopefully that he'll rectify with texture work. Where on earth am I in relation to this giant patch that I've missed? Apparently I'm like right on top. Oh, I am right on top. Where does it start though? Not there, because it's not changing color. Okay, I think I'm fertilizing again. Regular CD in the skies. Possibly. I thought it was funny that he came in kind of... I think his entire deal is he seems to think that he demands respect. Or he should be respected because he made game mods for a different game before. Which, no, that's not how it works in the farm sim community. You get respect by making good mods.
Hello, Dave. That Dave.
Chug-a-Jug, that's an amazing name. Thank you very much for subscribing. Welcome to the RainbowDave Madhouse. Hope you enjoy your stay. What really entertained me was that he had no idea who anybody was. So, he is CD's mate. That explains a lot. that really does explain a lot. Yeah. Anybody that comes in and says like, oh, you should respect me because I've made mods for a game that is effectively irrelevant in the game you're playing, no. You will earn my respect by making good mods. You don't come in here demanding respect and get it. You'll earn it, like everybody else does. And I know that comes off as very arrogant, but it's true. Nobody just immediately gets my respect. you know, ZFS modding community toxic. There are toxic elements, but there's toxic elements all across the farm sim community as a whole. I like to think we have definitely the most positive elements here. We got Bill, who's kind of quietly, although me and Landy have noticed it, quietly trying to build an American community for modders, or an American community of modders to try and revive that side of things, because that's been dead for a couple of years, and unfortunately too many American modders are kind of private mods only, screw all you, I'm going to show you all the cool stuff that I can make but never release it, which, yes, fair enough, but they're very toxic at times. You got people who make okay mods that think they're a lot better than they are, like CD. And you got people who are just really old school modders who have been around forever, like Peter J. He's made ETS2 mods before under a different name, and the fact that he's changed name really doesn't help with the whole I don't trust him side of things. Because if he's any good, then he wouldn't have to change his name. How do I feel about paid mods? They're against Giants' terms of service. So my feeling about them is irrelevant. Because I went through the Giants' terms of service in the video before, to end a small drama with somebody completely irrelevant now, which I find hilarious. Yeah, they're not allowed by Giants, and if you see any, make sure to report them to Giants, because there could be a lot of fun had there. Less on that subject, yes. Suffice it to say, that person is no longer part of the farm sim community. You can't sell a mod, you can't pay a fixed amount for a mod, you can't ask for money for a mod. That is different, Richard. That is...
Hello, Dave. Dave's there.
So the way that it works is, unless Giants say you can, and Giants have to specifically say you can, which they did for Creative Mesh, you are not allowed to sell mods. Creative Mesh got permission from Giants for the Straw Harvest add-on. So that is the exception to the rule, because they got specific permission. And it's not the first time Giants have done that. They did it back in FS11 as well. And occasionally they'll like subcontract mod DLCs out. Like they're kind of doing it with the mod contest DLCs. See a simulation for the nation. They're kind of doing it with the mod contest DLCs, where MadXGS and Team FSI Modding are both making DLCs that'll be released by Giants in the hopefully not too distant future. Still no confirmation from Giants as to a date on those. But back in FS15, I believe the Holmer DLC was made by an outside contractor as well. So it's not unheard of for like somebody other than Giants to make DLCs. It's just rare for somebody other than Giants to release DLCs, and it has to be done with Giants' permission. Vilmantas, by the way, thank you very much for subscribing. Welcome to the RainbowDave Madhouse. Hope you enjoy your stay. Feel free to join the Discord, by the way, if you are new here, or if you haven't joined the Discord yet. Where chaos reigns and everybody's upset with being tagged. Does anybody else have any other questions that I might know the answers to? Yeah, me and Landy noticed that the other day, that you're kind of trying to collect the best US modders who are positive modders, not negative modders, and get them together in FSUK to build an American community over there, which desperately needs to happen. I think it's amazing, or it would be amazing if there was a more, or an American side to the farming community in terms of modding. Right now there's really not. And it's a shame, because the nice guys, the good guys, like Serious Mods. Am I spraying with the Magnum? Yes. Why am I going 50Ks with this thing? Totally realistic spraying, MR. Yeah, they're mostly stuck on Facebook, and it's a shame. Like, I know NLD, I don't think he's American, but he's one of the best American-style mappers out there. I may be wrong about the American thing, but there's a fantastic modding community in the US that's just stuck on Facebook for whatever reason. If they went over to FSUK... Is Robot DLC the last DLC in S19? No, there's, in theory, 2 more. Definitely 1. It really depends on Team FSI, and nobody really knows what's happening there. But like, American Eagles modding used to be where you get all the good American mods, and that died a death. In fact, in FS17 they've done some questionable stuff where they're converting stuff by themselves, seemingly without permission from the modders. Which is slightly worrying. That a formerly good mod site is potentially doing that. Custom modding... I forgot about Automux, yeah, KMN. I've never heard of KMN. But like, there's some really good American modders out there that are stuck on Facebook, so you never hear about them really. And I think it'd be great if they, you know, put their mods out somewhere where people could see them, and that they could get the props and the recognition they deserve. KMN made the 9R. I think you might be right. Yeah, I thought you. Yeah, KMN, amazing modder as well. But like, it used to be the Big Boss modding was the big American one, and that kind of died a death. And unfortunately, one of the big problems with Big Boss modding was it was big poly modding as well, because their models were ridiculous. See you, Michael. Is planting harvesting potatoes worth it? Absolutely. Richard, you only ever need to buy potato seedlings once. Here's the thing, like, if you plant a field of potatoes, you can just leave the pile somewhere, and next time you want to seed potatoes, just load those same potatoes that you just harvested into your potatoes planter. Because you can do that. That's something you do in real life, is you keep some seed potatoes aside to be planted. That's something that people forget. Potatoes is the most profitable crop in FS17 because it's effectively free to plant. But Momo, I think Momo is American. You only ever need to seed one field of potatoes to get all the potato seeds you ever want. Because after that first field, you're then paying for fertilizer only. And if you use something like the Compost Master, or have a really large biogas operation, or cattle operation, or pig operation, where you're getting enough slurry or digestate to deal with the field, then you're done. You don't need to pay a penny to get entire fields of potatoes. Thought you had to reseed every time. You do, but you can use potatoes that you've harvested as seeds. That's the thing. Is making the HUD blurry. How do you correct that? If you're using the same settings as me, Farmer Klein, the same preset from FSUK, page up fixes it. So, that's a really bad example. If I just hold it there, HUD's blurry, HUD's not blurry. Page up fixes that really quickly. That's to add the blur, which is really good for screenshots. Just adds a lot to the screenshots and adds depth of field to them. Sugarcane will be closing. Sugarcane in theory is actually first because you only need to buy the seeder for one round. You can set it off again. and then it's basically infinite after that, but the problem there is sugarcane takes an age to harvest, because there's no big, I thought that's what turned it on off. No, that's what turns the blur on and off. I think page down does the bottom half of the screen. At least in the, if it's the preset from FSUK that I'm using, that's how you do it. Different presets have different control bindings. You must lose soybeans, wait for price to spike. Big Boss, not really, not under the Big Boss name. They're like, after kind of splitting up, and now it's a few guys on the mod hub are effectively Big Boss modding. Or former Big Boss modding, but working together still. Richard, the most profitable crops, if you want to do grain, the most profitable grain crop is actually barley. Believe it or not. Because you seed barley, you drop a straw swath when you're harvesting, and hey look, you've got bales that you can sell, and grain that you can sell. It used to be the case in FS13 where you could actually make the straw into silage, and that was hilarious because all I ever did was make straw into silage, have ridiculously huge barley harvests, make the straw into silage, and then have like $1 million at the end of every harvest. But barley's the most profitable grain. Like, from pure harvesting, yes, it is soybeans, but it's actually probably canola because of yield differences. But barley is the best crop to do that is a grain crop. Potatoes is the most profitable because you only ever need to buy the seeds once, and you can just use your harvesting materials from then on out. But barley is the most profitable otherwise. I'm not including sugarcane because it's just not worth. The time commitments to sugarcane are too much. I mean, technically speaking and realistically speaking, grass is probably... I didn't think of this. Grass is probably the most profitable crop because by mowing the grass you technically fertilize it. To I think stage 1 at times, depending on the map. So in theory you only ever need to seed grass once. You definitely plow it. So you only ever need to do grass once, seed grass once. It's magically plowed every year. And pigs, yeah, no. That's up to you. If you want extra free fertilizer in the form of slurry manure, then yeah. Downside is they're a bit of a pain to deal with because you need to have the crops ready for them. Or just buy pig feed in the shop. They multiply ridiculously fast. Like if you want infinite pigs, just buy 50. I'm not sure about pigs, especially seasons. Do you... VF, do you have the pig food star? Or like my version of it, where you can throw sugar beets in? Because that's probably the best way to feed pigs. Because it makes like full pig food and you don't need to use all the same stuff as giants insist on you using. Seasons does make... Yeah, pigs are ridiculous in seasons. They don't make much, but... Yeah, but they make it, which is... What my point is, like, it's free fertilizer. Yeah, it's not much at once, but it's... Over time that piles up, and eventually you'll have enough to do a field completely for free. Hello, Ruggles. Well, not a whole lot. Just doing a bit of fertilizing. Lanny's going to be going live soon. I've just realised the time. Lanny's going to be going live in a moment, I think. I'm just going to stop the spray here for a second because I want to do something real quick. Here we go. That's going to annoy somebody. So if you are enjoying the stream, I know we're coming up to the end of it, but hit the like button. Feel free to subscribe if you haven't already. You have 200 cows, they're machines. If you have 200 pigs, they're insane. But yeah, cows are better for like all round than pigs. Sheep are pretty good as a starter animal, believe it or not. If you got a pro free upper mod, then they're just insane. Because you only ever really need to give them... Can I raise this? Yes. You only ever really need to give them grass and water. Which are both fairly cheap to get, again, if you got a pro free upper mod. It just makes life a lot easier. I don't know if there's one on console though. Correct me if I'm wrong about you being on console, by the way, Richard. Hello, Finnish farmer. Are you so? Am I? Good. I was angry at the start, but it's, you got banned from another YouTuber for no reason. What YouTuber was it, Ruggles? Because if it was Simulate, then there was probably a reason. If it was Landykid, there was most likely a reason. If it was VF, there was almost definitely a reason. Foot bath on the baler. Yeah, just making sure it's clean, you know. It's a lot of effort for cows, but it's worth it because you get the money from milk daily. Like, that's the flip side of cows. The pigs, yeah, maybe not worth the effort, so you don't really care about them that much. But with cows, definitely is. Hello, Luke, by the way. Tommy, hello. We're coming up to the end of the stream. Let's Play Simulator, he banned you. Don't know him, so I can't tell you if there was definitely a reason or not. But usually when you get banned from a chat, there's a reason. For example, I got banned from somebody's channel for calling them out for stealing thumbnails. And they comically said, oh, you wouldn't do that in your stream. You wouldn't allow that in your stream. Well, yeah, I wouldn't allow that. Because there's somebody who watched me. They said, oh, you wouldn't allow that in your stream. You wouldn't allow that in your stream ever. No, you wouldn't allow that in your stream. And the only reply, I couldn't say this because I was banned. The only reply I could come up with was, yeah, I wouldn't allow it. Because I don't steal thumbnails. I don't use other people's thumbnails and claim they're mine. How come I can spray so fast? Because MR is a bit stupid at times. And by at times I mean most of the time. It's a bit stupid with hills. It doesn't understand physics, which is funny because it's a physics mod. Gonna do 600 sheep in your next one. Why? Why would you want that many sheep? Do you have like my version or Landy's version though, VF? How big is this field? It's field 1. It's quite big. Do you have mine or Landy's version? Because we got a tweaked version. I tweaked it up for myself when I was walking Landy through doing the same tweak to get sugar beet working with it. Soybeans as well as corn. We got sugar beet as well as potatoes. I don't remember adding soybeans as well as corn. 600 sheep is a lot of jumpers, yeah. Hello, Fahy. Hello, Farming Man, as well. Is Landy planning on going live at all tonight, I wonder? Guys, let me know when Landy's on countdown, please. Because he should be. So I don't want to be... He is live! Thank you, Farming Man! Guys, could the mods grab today's video, or yesterday's video link, which I think I should still have signage chat. I've been signed out this entire time! I was wondering why numbers were looking more weird and just static for a while. YouTube's done the thing where it signs me out. Let's view the full, please. So guys, watch yesterday's video if you... That is maybe not the right video, actually. I just realized, because that doesn't look right. Yeah, that URL wasn't correct. I've deleted the wrong message. Yeah, this video. Watch yesterday's video if you haven't yet. It's roleplay on Colbra. I'll leave you by saying, I've been RainbowDave, you've been watching Farming Simulator 17 on Oakfield Farm. Hope you enjoyed the stream. If you did, hit the like button. Don't forget to subscribe if you haven't already. Until next time, stay safe. And goodbye.